Hello, welcome to Back to Coding. For a better understanding of this video, I highly recommend you to check out the previous video or the complete playlist in the description below. Today we'll be talking about using breakpoints in Android. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that whenever I publish a video, you get notified instantly about it. A breakpoint is a place in your code where you want to pause the normal execution of your app to perform other actions such as examining variables or evaluating expressions, or executing your code line by line to determine the causes of runtime errors. To add a breakpoint to a line in your code, use these steps. First, locate the line of code where you want to pause execution. Second, click in the left gutter of the editor window at that line next to the line numbers. A red dot appears at that line indicating a breakpoint. You can also use run toggle line breakpoint or control F8 command F8 on Mac to set a breakpoint at a line. If your app is already running, you don't need to update it to add the breakpoint. When your code execution reaches the breakpoint, Android Studio pauses the execution of your app. You can then use the tools in the Android debugger to view the state of the app and debug that app as it runs. To view all the breakpoints you have set and configure breakpoint settings, click the View Breakpoints icon on the left edge of the debugger window. The breakpoints window appears. In this window, all the breakpoints you have set appear in the left pane, and you can enable or disable each breakpoint with the checkboxes. If a breakpoint is disabled, Android Studio does not pause your app when execution reaches that breakpoint. Select a breakpoint from the list to configure its settings. You can configure a breakpoint to be disabled at first and have the system enable it after a different breakpoint is encountered. You can also configure whether a breakpoint should be disabled after it has been reached. To set a breakpoint for any exception, select Exception Breakpoints in the list of breakpoints. Disabling a breakpoint enables you to temporarily mute that breakpoint without removing it from your code. If you remove a breakpoint altogether, you also lose any conditions or other features you created for that breakpoint. So disabling it can be a better choice. To mute all breakpoints, click the Mute Breakpoints icon. Click the icon again to enable Unmute all breakpoints. Using conditional breakpoints. Conditional breakpoints are breakpoints that only stop execution of your app if the test in the condition is true. To define a test for a conditional breakpoint, use these steps. First, right-click on a breakpoint icon and enter a test in the condition field. You can also use the breakpoints window to enter a breakpoint condition. The test you enter in this field can be any Java expression as long as it returns a Boolean value. You can use variable names from your app as part of the expression. Second, run your app in debug mode. Execution of your app stops at the conditional breakpoint if the condition evaluates to true. Don't forget to check my other videos which can be helpful to you.